Hey guys,
And welcome back to the Tech Buddies podcast. I know we did take a break last week and we did not release any new episode, but this week we are back with your favorite short tech news. So we have a lot of topics to cover, and we're going to take as less time as possible, but we're going to cover all these topics. And some of these topics you might have heard of if you listen to like some of our shorts, for example, something related to Tesla. And these topics are very interesting. Many of them are very interesting, and I think you guys would like this episode. So I guess we can start with this episode. Let's not keep the intro too long. Starting off with the first topic, Lava Agni 3, which Athar will cover.
yeah, so ever since Lava has made their comeback, they're doing like a really good job in India. From the Lava Agni series, then they have their Lava Blaze series for the under 10,000 category. And Lava Agni is generally supposed to be under the 20,000 category. And this phone has a lot of features which um, may be considered like flagship, but at the around under 20K price point. So let's look at the specifications. So you get a 6.78-inch 1.5K curved AMOLED display with a 120 Hz refresh rate. Then you get a secondary display 1.74-inch AMOLED, which is at the back. Remember the Mi 11 Ultra, which had a similar design. This is kind of similar to that. The chipset is the MediaTek Dimensity 7300X, LPDDR5 RAM, UFS 3.1 storage, comes with Android 14 out of the box. You get a 50 megapixel Sony sensor with OIS, 8 megapixel 3x optical telephoto, and 8 megapixel ultra wide rear camera, which is very rare to see in this price point, and a 16 megapixel front camera by Samsung. 5000 mAh battery with 66-watt charging, Bluetooth version 5.4, Wi-Fi 6E, get the Navic chip, and you also get an action button. There's Dolby Atmos with dual stereo speakers, it's 8.8 mm thick and 2.212 grams in weight, and you get two um, SKUs, 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage, and 8 GB RAM and 256 GB storage. So there's another coming to the pricing. There's another sort of twist, if I could call it that here. And so at this pricing is the introductory offer one. I don't know the final pricing though. So the 8 GB RAM with 256 GB of storage with the charger is priced at 24,999. And if you think you don't want the charger, then um, the I don't know the 256 GB one, but the 8 GB RAM, 128 GB storage without the charger starts at 20,999. So that's how they're like positioning the thing. You want the charger, you pay like 2K less, because if you want the charger, 8 GB RAM, 128 GB is 22,999. And these are all the introductory offers. I don't know the if it will increase later on. Hopefully it doesn't. So having said that, I think Lava is doing a really good job. I mean, um, who gives like a secondary screen that to under 20K? Real Xiaomi had done this at in their flagship phone, which is almost 20K, I mean 80K or something like that. So it's pretty commendable from Lava that they're able to do this.
Yeah, and I remember we covered the Xiaomi, I think it was the 13 Ultra or whatever, right? That had
It was
this.
the Mi 11 Ultra, yeah.
Oh, Mi 11 Ultra, okay. Yeah, and I remember covering this, and I remember like being like so impressed by the rear display because it just changes the game when it comes to videography and things like you don't need to use the selfie
Yeah,
camera.
you don't have
So
to use the selfie.
and this looks almost exactly the same as that phone, that color and even the camera layout and stuff. But now at this price point, I think more brands should try to bring this. Anyways, they're not focusing on repairability. Might as well just give a display in the back, is what I'm thinking. It looks pretty nice in my.
And there are these whatever pets or something which you can have in the
Mhm.
this thing. You can take pictures, you can record audio, you can have a timer. All of those they've given functionality as well with the back display. It's not just for show, and it's a pretty big display, 1.74-inch compared to the Mi 11 Ultra, which is like a tiny one. It is like the size of a smartwatch display, but this is bigger, so it might be a bit more functional. But yeah, I think if you're looking for like a cool phone, around 20K. Like apart from the nothing phones, which are cool, you can also check out this phone with the display at the back.
Yeah, and this, I would say this has a more usable gimmick. No hate to the nothing, but yeah, I feel like this is a more usable gimmick. I think, yeah, we can move on to the next topic, which is what maybe some people
I
have
think
been
you can
waiting.
do this one. The iPad Mini 7 Gen, or Apple calls it the iPad
Yeah, so
Mini
do you want to
A17
cover
Pro,
it or
because
should I cover it?
yeah, you can cover because you're the iPad guy.
Yeah, but so this is like one of the most groundbreaking updates Apple has ever done to the iPad. That's why it didn't have any episode in itself. And let's start off with the most important thing about the iPad, which is obviously the colors. And Apple has decided to remove the purple color and just put a new purple, and remove the starlight color and get a new starlight, and remove the pink color and make it blue. And the interesting thing is, for the blue variant, it comes with the old gold variant's wallpaper, and the new gold comes with the old pink's wallpaper. So this is the most useless feature set I've told so far. The display is exactly the same. So for those people who had issues with the previous iPad Mini, in fact, we had spoken. This was one of the first few devices we even spoke about in the podcast. Uh, the iPad Mini with the it had like a jelly like effect when scrolling. It's 99% it's intact. If Apple is able to somehow fix it through software, then good, I guess. Then they should also fix it on the previous device. Then yeah, the four beautiful colors that Apple has introduced and changed the game. It comes with an A17 Pro. The older one used to come with an A15, and I was there in yeah A15, and a 16 core neural engine, 6 core GPU, 6 core 5 core GPU, and 6 core CPU, same as before. But the new feature is built for Apple Intelligence. Basically, they just put a chip that supports Apple Intelligence. Then the rear camera is virtually the same. I don't see any difference in the rear camera in their official specification sheet. The front camera is the same. The USB-C is the same. The speakers are the same. It has Wi-Fi 6E, probably because of the new chipset. 5G cellular was there before also. It's there now also. It gets the Apple Pencil Pro support. Does not support any Magic Keyboard like before. Starts off at 128 GB, which I would say is better than starting off at 64 GB, which is less. There is a 256 GB variant, and there's a 512 GB variant also for those people who love to scan a lot of documents, take videos, and maybe download movies, but you still like that portable iPad. Now there's a 512 GB variant, which is good in my opinion. The dimensions are the exact same. The weight is also the exact same. You could probably use the same case. Don't quote me on that though. And the display is also the exact same. Like I said before, there is absolutely no difference. Same with the performance cores, efficiency cores in the processor, and Apple Intelligence. That is what Apple is very focused on. In fact, the device ships without Apple Intelligence, which is even crazier for a device that is all about Apple Intelligence. It's starting off without Apple Intelligence. So this is like giving a Tesla and saying it runs on petrol for the first 5 months and then you can use electric. Like, it makes no sense. I don't know why Apple, like, they could have given it a few more months uh, before the actual upgrade. And with the Apple Pencil Pro, all the Apple Pencil Pro features that you get with the iPad Pro also, basically there's no limitation there. So that is expected. The camera, like I said, is the same. Even the aperture and stuff, nothing's changed. There is Smart HDR4 now for both front camera and back camera, which I guess is again a chipset related change, not an actual physical camera related change. And there is nothing else that is different. Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 6E, I already said that. And they reduced one 5G band. In fact, it's up to 31 bands now, which is gigabit LTE, which you won't get in India anyways. So that's that. There is no nano SIM now. It's only eSIM, like the iPhones have been upgraded to, which is a bit okay. I mean, it's an iPad in the end. You can't even make proper calls on it. So that's that. Yeah, overall, I don't even think it's worth wasting our time. This is basically just a slight refresh. It's like what car brands do quite often. They call it an all new variant to the car, but it's like they just put some chrome on the front of the car and call it an all new variant. This is the iPad version of doing the same thing, like change the color, change, maybe put LED light and call it an all new car. So that is Apple's take on the iPad Mini. I don't think so. We even have to talk about, yeah, pricing. I think Atharv can cover the pricing of the iPad.
Yeah, good thing here is the price hasn't changed from last year, but the storage has doubled. So last year, if you were looking for the iPad Mini, you had to pay 49,900 for the 64 GB variant. But if you wanted more storage, you had to go for the 256 GB variant, which was almost 70K, if I was not wrong. So this time around, you get like 128 GB, which is decent. All like even my phone is 128 GB, and if you have iCloud, which is a common thing, I think most people do have iCloud, so you can manage with 128 GB. Plus, it's an iPad; you won't have like that many photos and stuff, so you can manage with 128 GB, and the hasn't changed, and that's the most um, important thing. Like if you compare with the other Android options you have out there, you get the Samsung Tab S9 FE, and that comes with a really underpowered processor, the Exynos 2400E or something like that. So that way, and plus, obviously, Apple has their advantage of a lot of good iPad apps. Now the calculator has its own app now, and then you also have the best notes app and all of those things. So Apple obviously has their good app uh, connectivity or network, if I could call it that. So overall, yeah, I feel it's not that significant of an upgrade, and it'll be available from 23rd October. So people might were speculating that um, iPad OS 18.1 or iOS 18.1, which will come with most of the Apple Intelligence features, it will come at this date. That's what people are speculating, but yeah, that remains to be seen. But this is like the first time like any Apple device is being launched, even the iPhone 16 series and now even the iPad and um, not the Max because the Max don't have that many useful Apple Intelligence features. But it's the first time Apple has to launch devices and then say, uh, I mean, market it that it's built for Apple Intelligence, but the Apple Intelligence features are not ready yet. So it's kind of like a weird situation for Apple, but they have to do this because otherwise they'll fall behind in the AI race. So
And
yeah, that is that about the iPad Mini.
could you do one thing? Could you go to the pricing of the iPad Air, the sixth gen? We're on sixth gen, right? And also, one interesting thing about this iPad Mini is it's no longer called iPad Mini seventh gen. It's called the iPad
Yeah, it's
Mini
called
A17 Pro. I think Qatar mentioned it
yeah,
in the beginning. So they actually don't want to call it a generational upgrade. And yeah, so the iPad Air starts at 59,900, which is, in my opinion, it's the better device because you don't get that jelly issue. You're getting the M2, right, for on
yeah,
the iPad Air, and it also comes with 128 GB. But the M2 is a lot more powerful. I would say this iPad is a lot better when it comes to like just media consumption. Even though
yeah,
it's an
because it's
LCD
bigger.
display, but the M2, I feel it's a lot better. If you're paying this much, get the M2. That's my take on it, but I can see people disagreeing with me also. If you can get the Mini on a discount, I would say go for it. But if you're a person with a plus iPhone, the phone itself is really big. Why do you want to get an
Exactly.
8.3-inch iPad? But if you're a person that uses a small phone or something, I can see it. Especially if you're like a person that reads a lot, but you're thinking of maybe upgrading from a Kindle. Maybe you want a multimedia device. I would say the iPad Mini is solid. In fact, I really like the form factor, but I don't know if I can commit to that small of a form factor, especially when it comes to multitasking things. Another thing is the iPad Mini does not have Stage Manager because iPad Mini is iPad Mini. So those are for the big iPads according to Apple. So you guys need to know that also. I feel like we should disclose that before that happens. The base iPad is also at a very sweet spot if you don't care about that M2. But if you're looking for an e-reader that is not a Kindle, if you're fine with an LCD display, portability is your thing. Maybe you're a person that works, you go to like job sites a lot. I can see a lot of people in construction using this, even though it doesn't have LiDAR. Uh, One more thing is this is technically better than the iPad Air when it comes to scanning documents because it has the True Tone Flash which the iPad Air does not have for some reason. So yeah, those are the only differences. I think we'll move on to the next topic. Let's not give this too much attention.
Since you were talking about Kindle,
Mhm. Oh,
Amazon has
the
launched a
update, yeah, the refresh to the
bunch of
Kindles.
new Kindles. So yeah, we can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So Amazon has refreshed three Kindles and launched a new color Kindle, which is named Color Soft Edition. So there is a new Kindle Basic, Kindle Paperwhite or Signature. Then you have the Color Soft and the Scribe. Scribe is, I think, similar to the Remarkable
Yeah,
tablet,
remarkable
which
tablets.
they
Yeah.
have. So I think it's Amazon's competitor to that. So yeah, if you're looking to buy a new Kindle, you have new options, new color options, and
Mm-hmm.
that is that.
I
And you
feel
also
the
have
whole
Remarkable.
market for the Kindles has kind of gone down, and all the Kindles I see are the
Yeah,
people who had the older Kindles. They just bought it when it came out.
yeah.
So I would say the longevity as the device is not that bad, but I can easily see this product being like bought for someone as a gift and them not using it again. So I guess you
Yeah,
guys have
but
to be a
the
bit.
if you are like someone who prefers writing on like a scribe sort of a thing, like or the Remarkable tablet has seen some sales. Like Geeky Ranjit has recently shifted to that in his videos, like the pointers which he makes. Before he used to use a pen and paper,
Mhm.
or he used to use the Galaxy Tab, but now he uses this Remarkable one. So Amazon having a competitor to that, maybe that's a market which is growing or something. So if you like that paper like feel, but you want to write notes, or you want to open PDF documents and read in the black and white sort of thing, you don't want the Blu-rays or whatever, so you can get the Kindle Scribe. So that is an option
There's a
on
lot
the.
of Chinese e-readers which use the same uh, technology,
Yeah, but
and it's a lot cheaper, and it's actually it runs Android and stuff. So I guess you can look at that also, if, I guess.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
with Kindle you at least have that
yeah, you have the
sort of brand
Amazon,
value, so to
yeah,
say.
this thing. But if you're a person that doesn't care about that, then do check that out. There are a couple of cool ones out. In fact, there's a monitor that also uses this type of display. That's pretty cool. We'll talk about it maybe in another episode. But yeah, now can we cover the Tesla Robotics event?
Yeah, the Tesla event was pretty interesting.
Our favorite,
Elon Musk as
our favorite
Elon Musk as
CEO,
usual.
Elon
Elon
Musk.
Musk, as usual, came and promised big stuff, and with no clear timeline. And we all know Tesla's timelines are delayed, and the price increases later on, and things like that. And there are numerous examples, like MKBHD in his video talked about it. The Cybertruck, for example, when Elon launched it in 2020, was it? And he said that the price for the base variant will be around $60,000. And when it launched, the base variant was $100,000. So that is that. So when Elon is claiming 30,000, 20 to $30,000 for the cyber robo cab or cyber taxi, whatever it is, it expected to go up to $50,000 easily.
And then for a
And
cab, who's gonna spend 50K, $50,000 in a cab? Like, unless
yeah,
it's like
but
some ultra luxury.
no,
Like,
basically, um, Elon has like this huge vision for that whole cab. From what I understood, basically, if I can show pictures, let me see. Um, it's basically like a Tesla Model 3, but it's kind of
without the
more
without
without the
the
back
steering.
seats. So basically, without the steering, without the back seat. So basically, it's just two seats, and you get in and you just sit down, and you have a whole 13-inch screen where you can sit and watch movies and stuff if you want, because obviously you don't have any steering, you don't have anything. So so yeah, this is how it looks from the outside. It looks futuristic, of course, because they have to make it look futuristic. If there's any pictures of the inside, no, there isn't.
But I mean, you guys can see the video yourselves. I mean,
It's like basically two
it's
captain seats sort
yeah,
of a
two
thing.
captain seats, like maybe a small divider in between, and no steering wheel. It's a bit scary, but also I guess future they're trying to make. They're trying to conceptualize the future, but also if you guys remember this really small thing called the Tesla Roadster that was supposed to come long back and it never came. I guess that
Uh,
that in itself can make you guys feel very assured about this robo taxi. And then there's this whole set of jokes going on that it's actually some Indian guy who is controlling everything in the back, and he's actually driving the
yeah,
robo
that is
taxi.
no. That is for the
No,
Optimus
even
robot.
for
So
the
that
taxi, I also saw like a person playing a driving simulator and things like that. So,
no, I don't think it's that bad though. But
but I
yeah,
would say
I
like if as long as it remains as like not a near future but like a properly worked on concept, I have no problem with them introducing it as early as possible. I feel like they maybe wanted to get the investors all hyped, but it kind of backfired also,
it,
which
yeah, they lost like $6 billion or something because of this stock something. It's supposed to be in production before 2027, but expect it to be 2030 because it's Elon. And what was I about to say? Yeah, basically they just had a demo from the center of the event to New York or whatever, and basically just drove you around, and it was pretty cool to see. But yeah, when it comes out, Elon says that it could be your personal vehicle as well as your it could be operated as a taxi. So basically, what Elon wants you to do is uh, you use the car to drive to your office, and then instead of it being parked in the parking lot, it'll do the work of the taxi and earn you passive income. And I mean, that's sort of the concept Elon wants to pitch, but how practical it's going to be remains to be seen. And the other interesting thing is it charges with inductive charging. So basically, there'll be like uh, charging coils or whatever on the road, from what I watched MKBHD say, and it'll charge using that. It doesn't need any plugs. So that's interesting, but that means it can't access the Tesla supercharger network, and you'll have to either have that pad on your in your house where you charge it. And yeah, that is about the inductive charging thing, or
and
it could
also
be
just
useful for
imagine spending like $100,000 on a Cybertruck and then going to charge it, and it's just like driverless cars waiting to charge before you. Like,
no, I don't know, that won't happen because
yeah, I'm
either
saying
if it's
imagine
like a
if it had the supercharger network, then just
yeah,
imagine
and
all
then
those driverless cars lined up, and you don't get a chance to charge your car.
yeah, so probably that's why Elon thought about it and he put it down. But then if you're like a cab aggregator who's buying like multiple of these cars, you can probably rent out a huge space and put multiple inductive chargers, and then automatically once the day ends, it automatically goes and parks in that bay and charges. So that's sort of the goal. The van is a similar thing, but it's like a bus. It can hold 20 people. So, and interestingly, what Gautam pointed out was that all of their designs looked copied from the movie iRobot or whatever that is. Um, if I can share screen, it looks so similar, and I think the director or the artist, if that is a term, who created these visuals for the movie, he's I think suing Elon Musk on because of these.
A lot of the vehicles in iRobot was actual like licensed Audi
Yeah,
products.
so
Like, so I don't know if Tesla was really inspired by Audi or whatever, but yeah,
yeah,
I
so this
mean,
is their robo van. They It can hold 20 people. It's similar to the robo taxi. And last but not the least is the Tesla Optimus. It's their robot. I think they showed it off before, but this is like a better version with AI capabilities. And
and Elon
right
Musk
now,
is all for
right now,
everything but trains and metro. Like, he doesn't know those two things exist. Like, at this point,
so
it's really
basically,
funny
these
to see.
robots for now were dancing around. They were serving drinks to everyone and stuff in the event. And interestingly, for now, because the AI is not that advanced yet, it's being controlled back end by humans. I don't know why Elon had to show it off if it wasn't completed. And basically when it's pretty clear from the audio that someone it's a human voice and not AI, when the robot was serving drinks to the customer he was talking to. he was interacting with it, and it's pretty clear that it's a human's voice. And yeah, and even in some other case, when someone asked it, the robot itself confirmed that as of now, I'm not fully autonomous or fully AI capable, but yeah, in the future I will be, or something like that. So it proves that as of now, it's basically a bunch of humans controlling it in the background. So
But that
yeah,
also
that is
is
that about.
impressive, so I'm not really gonna say
I
that much.
mean, yeah, it might be, but uh, it's kind of half baked if you see Boston Dynamics, who is like a proper robot maker, haven't been able to pull off anything, and then Elon comes with his half baked stuff with humans controlling these robots. It makes it it I don't know. It makes him look um futuristic, but obviously, like I said, Tesla's value dropped $60 billion after investors failed to hail self-driving cybercabs. So ultimately, I don't know. He doesn't seem to care, or he has too much money that this doesn't affect him. I don't know. He's up to now that he's done with Tesla, he's on to SpaceX and he launched that self. I mean, the rocket that goes to space and lands back into its launching base. So that is a
Yeah,
cool
that
thing
that
as
was
well.
pretty cool. But I think the only
Yeah,
thing half baked is our brain, according to the these self-proclaimed Elon Musk fans. But yeah, I guess we should not give this any more attention and move on to the next topic, which is Realme's TechLife headphones, which is actually not that bad. Actually, I feel more brands should introduce headphones. Everyone's been focusing on TWS. I think it's time to bring back the headphones hype now that Apple has again given up on headphones like the iPad Mini with their excuse of a new AirPods Max. But yeah, the Realme
yeah.
TechLife
So
Studio, uh, it comes with a 40 millimeter diaphragm, which I guess is just the size of the whole
yeah, size of the drivers. So
the whole driver. Then this matte metal surface with a skin friendly material, like you can see the image says. Kind of reminds me of JBL and nothing because of the CMF color that CMF uses, and also JBL uses those similar ear cups. It comes with spatial audio, and scalable head beam is basically adjustable headbands, and it has LDAC support and collapsible metal shaft, which honestly is a feature because there are some really pricey headphones without that feature.
which come with bulky cases and stuff, which is kind of defying the portability in that sense. And I think the latest ones, Bose or even the Sony Ace headphones, it comes with such huge carrying cases. It just doesn't make sense. Instead of that, you could just give a collapsible one, like the XM4s are popularly known to be, but XM5 they removed that as well. So they just want you to get their big ass travel case.
It comes with 43 decibels hybrid noise cancellation, which is basically adaptive noise
Yeah,
cancellation, and high res audio, like they say 360 degree spatial audio. That link for some reason does not work, probably because it's out of stock. And three colors: white, black, and orange. The white is an ivory white, which is pretty cool. 70 hours of battery life, I'm guessing, on no ANC, which is still very good. Maybe could have been a bit more considering it's a headphone. But still, we haven't tried this on or anything, but I'd like to see more of these brands like Oppo, OnePlus give their shot at headphones. And because right now most people are just buying Boat headphones, and I still think Boat headphones, I'm not a fan of Boat as a company, but their headphones are actually quite decent for the price. So if these brands also start competing, anyways, it's all Chinese products. So if these brands also start competing, I feel we can see a lot more developments. And I think headphones are very underrated. It's a lot more comfortable for some people, for a lot of people. So I think we need to get back on this headphones um, trend or whatever that was there a few years back, but it slowly died because of how cheap and accessible earbuds became. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, the iPhone 16 demand dips among teens. So that's this new article that's come out on Mac Rumors. So Atharv, do you have anything to discuss about it. I feel it's the demand is dipped because one, the previous generations of iPhones have been good. This is expensive. I don't see why people would want to like really upgrade this year, except for the Apple Intelligence, which is not out yet.
Yeah, it's probably because of the Apple Intelligence features being announced and not being available immediately. Teens are like more um, like on the internet, they listen to all these opinions and then maybe they're thinking, oh, if Apple is not um providing full products yet and their most of their features are coming soon, and then like if people are watching mkbhd always says that don't buy the product for what it is based on the future promises and things like that, so people get influenced by that and then they might not be rushing to buy the phone immediately. But maybe when the Apple Intelligence features rolls out and when they see their friends who have a 15 Pro series, and if they like the features, then they might buy it. But yeah, there's no like immediate demand for the phones. Yeah, so that is that.
I think around in a month or so, that's when the sales are gonna start going up with Christmas and stuff rolling around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, green line issue. It's like a segment in every episode at this point.
No, the the thing is flipped this time around. So this guy, he has a Xiaomi 14 and he posted to saying, "Oh, my Xiaomi 14 got a green line," and so he was telling that there's an app on the Play Store which
Yeah,
can replicate the green line issue on any phone. So whenever you see like any, like it looks pretty legitimate, but generally the real life ones which I've seen, the lines are a bit more thicker and there are multiple lines sometimes. But yeah, there's always the chance for people to fake it, and I think you have the option to change the thickness and stuff also. So like if you're on social media and you're seeing many green line cases, you would never know which are real, which are fake. So keep that in mind. But a lot of people I see, like when I travel in the metro, or if I'm generally mostly when I'm traveling the metro, even today when I was coming back from college, I saw some guy whose phone had the green line. So it's a very common issue with the lot of phones, especially OnePlus phones. So yeah, the name of the app is Screen Prank Broken LCD Joke. So yeah, just you just need to know that there's an app where you can fake the green line. So don't basically don't trust everything you see on social media. But I feel most of the cases are genuine. So yeah, that is that. We can move on to the next topic. Basically, there's this report by Tech Insights, and they kind of tabulated the shares of the different smartphone vendors during the BBD or the uh, Amazon Great Indian Festival sale, and Samsung turned out to be the winner. Generally, people rush to buy the iPhones, and like I remember one of the previous years, I think it was when the 12 mini, when Gautam also bought the 12 mini, almost 2.5 lakh iPhones were being sold and stuff. But now I think the Apple deals weren't that great,
but
and
there are still
there
a
was a lot
lot
of
of people who
controversy.
bought it.
Yeah, like
The
16% of the people bought an iPhone. So, but there was still a lot of controversy about the sale prices, which iPhone should you buy. Like even we made a video about it. So yeah, many people were confused, and Samsung's offerings were better. You were getting the S23 Ultra for around 70K. No, S20, yeah, S23 Ultra for 70K, S24 Ultra for around 1 lakh, under 1 lakh. So I think people just chose that instead.
and
I
also
don't
I
think
think the
any of
older
these,
flip phones also had discounts along with the S23
yeah, older
base
flip
model.
phones had S23 base model had
S23
discounts. I don't
FE
think any
also
of
went down to 30.
I yeah, I don't think any of these Samsung phone whatever sales 20%, any of it comes from mid-range phones. All of them are coming from the S series phones only, in my opinion. But the interesting thing is Oppo has like a significant share here. And since it was an online sale, I didn't expect Oppo to be here. But yeah, Xiaomi, Realme, and others obviously might be Motorola, Nothing, and all of those. So um, yeah, this time around it's Samsung who takes the win over Apple in terms of sales. Moving on, I think this is one of our discussion topics. YouTube now allows you to uh, upload 3-minute YouTube shorts. So, um, like my opinion on it is, I don't know if it makes sense because um, people who watch shorts or reels are they just watch it when they want to doom scroll or they're not watching it for like when they're seriously watching. If they're seriously watching, they watch longer form videos. But in shorts, they're just like scrolling just for like time pass, one half an hour, 1 hour, they just scroll. And when you put a 3-minute short there, the entire watch time gets destroyed. I mean, even in our case, we are uploading shots pretty regularly and we see our analytics. When we upload a 45-second shot, we get 20 seconds of average view time. So even in like such a short duration, 45 seconds, we get only 20 seconds of viewership. So imagine a 3-minute shot, we won't even get like 1 minute or 1.5 minutes of view duration. And I don't know, that might affect the reach, that might affect the views and stuff like that. So I don't know what is YouTube's plan on 3-minute shorts. Like Instagram has up to 1.5 minutes. I think that's decent. Like some creators are using it for like their skits and things like that to make it a bit more entertaining because they get that slight 30-second extra time for adding more dialogues to make it interesting and things like that. But 3-minute shorts, I don't think anyone will use it except these infotainment channels, if I could call it that, like Dhruv Rathi and stuff, who used to upload 2-minute shorts, but he used to upload it in vertical form, but it used to appear as a video on the channel. So now his that video will go into the shorts feed. So I see that is the only advantage. Gautam, your thoughts?
Same thing. I feel uh, the target audience would prefer shorter videos, but there are also creators like Ray William Johnson where you watch his entire video. It does not fit, and luckily because of this new feature where you can click on the actual video it refers to, you can click on that and you can watch a longer video. So he might not have to make longer videos now, which is better for him. For the people that are analytics driven, it's a bit scary because uh, it's pointless for you. So for us, we feel it's a bit pointless because we are
Especially
not
for
getting.
especially for smaller channels, the reach is already limited. So people who have a larger channel, they already have like an audience, so they can upload longer shots and their reach or whatever might not get affected. But like in our case, I mean, when we upload 45-second shots and it doesn't do well, or maybe it does well, but the next shot doesn't do well. It's kind of so unpredictable at this point with the shots algorithm, how it works. But I think that way, if I have to compare my usage comparing YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, I feel Instagram provides like a like better feed overall. Like if I'm scrolling Instagram, I feel it's better when I'm done scrolling YouTube Shorts. Like YouTube Shorts, I scroll probably like 20-30 shots and then I just close it. But Instagram puts me into that loop and maybe that 20 minutes will become 40 minutes. So at this point, in terms of short form content, Instagram still is better. But in terms of reach, YouTube is obviously better because their algorithm is better.
I can't comment on Instagram Reels, but I like the randomness of YouTube Shorts, and sometimes you get videos
Yeah,
that
it
you
gets so random, I
yeah
just close it off.
you get videos that are not related to anything you watch, and somehow you still like end up watching it. So I don't know what YouTube's doing it do how YouTube's doing it, but I guess YouTube is YouTube. We can't really think about it, but I feel this can be interesting in terms of music and stuff, where artists will now start uploading their under 3 minute songs as shorts also, somehow to drive views. That could be possible. And I know there are musicians, like, okay, there are artists. Musicians is maybe an over this thing. There are artists like Jason Derulo, who basically uh, takes these famous videos, messages them. I don't know, I think he takes permission, but what he does is he just downloads that video on his laptop. He puts his song under that, and then he uploads it in his own channel to get views. So now I guess he won't have to do it, or he can do it multiple videos now because he has 3 minutes. He can put the whole song different videos. Yeah, so those people will always be um, entertained. Maybe people like Mr. Beast also, who already have that audience retention thing going on,
No,
Also,
but
gaming clips. Which
what I
is
noticed with Mr. Beast shorts is that it's pretty short. I mean, it's like 30 seconds and it's like a progressively better thing, like lifting different weights of dogs or different. He's running with
with the
different
money.
bags
Yeah,
of
yeah.
money. Yeah, that is
Uh,
the new style he's like shifted to. So he's not making long shots by any mile. So
mhm.
I don't know what the whole
Also, I think
algorithm
it
thing
can
is.
be better for like sports related things, like maybe an over you can put in 3 minutes,
Hmm.
just condense the over, or it's maybe like some games, basketball highlights or something like that.
Yeah, highlights and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so that can be better. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic, which is I think we can cover these topics quite quickly. The next one being MediaTek Dimensity 9400. Arthur. I think you
Yeah,
have to
that
cover
is
this.
their yeah, that is their flagship chipset for this year. And I don't know how do they. Okay, it's probably a year because they launched the previous one last October or something. But it's kind of weird that they launched their new chipsets at the end of the year already, and some phones launch in China with that chip, but ultimately to the other markets it comes next year only. It's kind of weird, but yeah, this chip is like really powerful. It almost goes like 3 lakh on Antutu from what I remember. And that's like a huge jump. The 8 Gen 3 or things like that, they score around
And
1.5 lakh if I'm not wrong. So it's almost like 2 times increase in performance.
and wasn't it rumored that Samsung was going to use this for the
Yeah, yeah, for the S25, that's what the
yeah.
rumor was.
So
So more details. So it's based on the 3 nanometer TSMC process. Obviously, you get there's no efficiency cores. Even last year's 9300 didn't have any efficiency cores. So that's an interesting move. You get 3.62 gigahertz Cortex X925, three in one of that, and three of Cortex X4 chips at 3.3 gigahertz and four Cortex A720 cores at 2.4 gigahertz. ARM Immortalis G925 MC12 GPU with ray tracing, 320 megapixel max camera support, 8K 60 FPS max video, LPDDR5X RAM, UFS 4.2 storage, MediaTek APU 890, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, display supports WQHD plus up to 180 hertz. So overall, it's like a really powerful chipset, and obviously it'll have the AI capabilities and stuff. And I think more brands are using this chipset. And um, the first phone that has already launched with this chip is the Vivo X200 series, and that's also an interesting launch because Vivo has launched a Vivo X200 Pro mini phone, which is the first mini phone in a long time after Apple quit and left. So the interesting part though is even though this is a mini phone, it comes with a 6.3-inch display, 1.5K, um, 80 LTPO display. I think if I'm not wrong, this is 80 means it can go all the way down to zero point 0.1 hertz instead of 1 hertz. So that is pretty impressive. 1800 nits in high brightness mode, 120 hertz refresh rate, Dimensity 9400, like I said, LPDDR5X RAM, UFS 4.0 storage, comes with Android 15 out of the box, which is a good thing. 50 megapixel Sony main sensor, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel periscope, and you also get the V3 chip, which Vivo is famous for their camera optimizations. 32 megapixel front camera, 5700 mAh battery with 90-watt charging, 30-watt wireless charging, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, in-display scanner, dual stereo speakers, IR blaster, IP68 plus 69. I don't know how advantageous is that, but it's basically, I think it's almost completely dust and waterproof. Um, so yeah, that is the new
crazy.
X200 Pro Mini,
It has
and
like
it
everything like you can think of.
everything, and it's a smaller form factor. But unfortunately, rumors say that this phone is not coming to India and it's only limited to China. But yeah, it's like pretty interesting how Vivo is able to pack a 5700 mAh battery, a 3x telephoto, all of that in a so-called mini phone, which is supposed to be compromised. So kudos to Vivo for that. And the price of this phone is 4699 yuan, which is around 55,000 Indian rupees. So if it comes to India, according to the rumors, it won't. It will come around 65K. If you see compare the
And
general
imagine
trend.
if it came at 55,000 rupees in India and like 51,000 rupees in India, it would be over for so many other phones, especially with deals and things like crazy. The sheer amount. This is Wi-Fi 7. Like Apple's yet to like off. Okay, I think the Pro Maxes come with the Wi-Fi 7, but the latest iPad Mini does not come with Wi-Fi 7. So just to put that in comparison, then the LTPS display, like you said,
LTPO
point
80 and
yeah,
it goes
point
down to
one
point
hertz.
0.1 hertz.
So that's
Insane.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And comes with the IR blaster and things like features you don't get on iPhone. Bluetooth version 5.4. IP69 rating is almost like unseen. It's mostly IP68. So
Yeah,
very,
coming to
very
the X200,
cool.
X200 is basically the same phone almost everywhere,
Bigger
except
display.
that the battery is 100 mAh bigger and the screen is 0.47 inches bigger. So you get a 6.7-inch screen. It was a 6.3-inch screen on the 200 mini. And the 200 Pro gets a 6.78-inch screen. And this is a 2K display compared to the 1.5K display there. And you get a 50 megapixel main, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 200 megapixel periscope camera. So zoom is going to be really good. Hopefully, it's almost to the level of the Samsung, because Vivo's photo quality is insane with the ZAS optimizations and things they have. You get a 6000 mAh battery, so 5700, 5800, 6000, and yeah, everything else remains the same.
It's pretty cool. I think we can move on to the next one, the Infinix Zero Flip.
Yeah, the Infinix Zero Flip is another interesting phone. Infinix seems to be doing a good job in India. They're launching phones, but I don't know how many people are buying them. So the Zero Flip is launched in India. The price is 44,999, but that's after a 5,000 rupees discount. So the original price is 50K. The main outer display is a 6.9-inch display, AMOLED 120 hertz, 1400 nits. Hopefully, this is high brightness mode. The outer display is 3.64-inch AMOLED again, 1100 nits high brightness mode. Hopefully, the chipset is the MediaTek Dimensity 8020. I think they could have used a better chipset. 8020 is a really budget chipset, and the price is 50K. They could have probably used something like the 7 Plus Gen 2, or maybe even like a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 at 50K would have made sense. But the 8020 is like a mid-range processor, which comes with phones under 25K if I'm not wrong. The camera is a 50 megapixel main sensor, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and 50 megapixel selfie. And a 4720 mAh battery with 70-watt wire charging. Um, yeah, I think this compares with the Razer 50, if that has launched. As I don't think it's launched yet.
It's
The Razer 50
40.
Ultra was launched. Razer 40, which is around the same price, or yeah, even Techno will come out with a similar phone, Techno V Flip or something. It's gonna be almost the same phone, and they'll have their price wars. But yeah, I don't know if you should consider this phone. If you are looking to try out the Flip experience, you can probably check out the Z Flip 3 or Z Flip 4 at a discounted price. The other thing which they launched was their InBook Air Pro laptop, and Infinix has been launching good laptops. And the only concern remains to be of the service centers and how they're going to handle that. But specifications wise, they're launching good laptops at good price points. So this is called the InBook Air Pro Plus, and this they're calling this the lightest and slimmest 14-inch OLED laptop of 2024. Um, it just weighs 1 kg. It's ultra slim at a 4.5 profile. So this is probably thinner than even the MacBook Air. Um, you have Face ID support, that's Windows Hello. You get a 2.8K OLED screen, 120 hertz refresh rate. It's almost, I think, similar to the specification of my laptop, which is almost 1.5 lakh. Uh, the chipset, however, is the i5 13th gen. It's not the latest 14th, or I think even 15th. 14th gen is the latest one, which is in my laptop, the Core Ultra 7 or whatever they call it. 16 GB RAM, 512 GB ROM is decent. AI enabled with Copilot key. So, I mean, there's
The button
just
on
an
the
additional key, yeah, which Microsoft wants brands to add. 57 watt-hour battery with a 65-watt charger, and they're claiming 10 hours plus of battery life. Um, take it with a pinch of salt. You may get 5 to 7 hours, which is decent. Advanced cooling system and things like that. The price,
I'm trying to
however,
see where
is
the compromise is. Like,
yeah, actually, the ports are also decent. I see an HDMI port. I see two Type C ports, and there are more ports that side. Even though it's so thin, they're giving all the ports. And my laptop is, I think, probably thicker than this, and still they're giving like a retractable Type A port. So I don't know how Infinix manages to pull this off. Even their um, one of their other laptops came with an RTX 4060 or something like that, and it was priced under 1 lakh. So I don't know how Infinix manages to pull these off, but the price of this laptop is 49,990, and under 50K, this is probably the best laptop you can get, especially if you're a student who wants for coding or uh, simple things like presentations and stuff like that.
I don't know if I'd still recommend this. I think I'd have to use it first before even recommend.
Yeah, like I said, it looks good on paper, but the only concern might be with service centers. Your experience might vary depending on your area and things like that. So yeah, otherwise it's a good laptop and it's running Windows, so there's no worry about their software. Like in the case with their smartphones, like XOS does have a lot of features, but yeah, you can't trust stability. Yeah, but if you're looking for a laptop under 50K, you can check it out, but don't recommend. I mean, don't expect like brand value from Lenovo. HP is obviously going to be better, but you'll probably get a 12th gen or something like that. So if you're willing to take the risk, it's a good laptop on paper. Moving
Yeah,
on, coming back to Apple. Apple is launching 4 more stores in India after seeing the huge success of their Mumbai BKC store and Delhi Saket store. They are launching 2 more stores I mean, 1 more store in Mumbai and Delhi, and they're launching a new store in Pune and Bangalore. So obviously, we are very excited to see what Apple pulls off in the Bangalore store, especially. I think it's gonna be near the OnePlus Boulevard and Samsung Opera House, just for like the competition thing. And Samsung Opera House does look good, like architecturally from outside. We'll have to see what Apple um, has visually for the store, because most of their stores look really good. Not only the India ones, which are there, the BKC one, but even the ones in the US, which they have the glass, full glass walls one and things like that. They launch, um, when they put up a store, it looks good. So yeah, excited for the one coming in Bangalore. So on that note, I think we can end the episode.
yeah, I think that's it for the episode. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Stay tuned. Do check our YouTube out. A couple of shorts and videos we make once in a while. Shorts come quite often, so if you want to get this news as fast as possible, then I would suggest the shorts. We'll catch you guys in the next
Yep.
one. Bye.
Bye.